today we are celebrating. So when I say that we are celebrating, when I'm going to say it, you need to celebrate with your hands, please. So today we are celebrating the public launch of I Love Cars. Yeah! This is my new platform, my new project for building, designing, downloading, and sharing card decks. So, a quick heads up before we start. I'm totally sick and my throat is totally aching. I'm dying, in fact. So, there is a real chance that I might lose my voice before the end of this webinar. So, if that happens, well, I don't know. We'll have to improvise. Okay, we'll do a breakout and you're going to be discussing all together. Yesterday, I did a training for one of my corporate clients, and at the end, I wasn't able to manage the Q&A session. Anyway, so quick setup before we start. This session has two parts. The first one, I'm going to share some unexpected but powerful ways I've used card decks in my past to grow my business, to sell workshops. Okay, so not inside the workshop room, but before, to sell the workshops to my client. Okay, so that's the focus for today. I have plenty of unexpected use cases, but today I decided to focus on selling. And then, because we are here to celebrate the launch of I Love Cards, I'm going to show you how I can build a full card deck in just a few minutes with I Love Cards. All right? Are we ready? You want to do that? Yes? Good. Okay. So that's the agenda. Maybe before we dive in, I need to tell you a few words about me, especially if you don't know me yet. Okay? So I'm Alex. Full name is Alexander Eisenstetter, so everybody calls me Alex. And I've been designing, facilitating workshops since 2012. Yes, you see the white bird? Yeah, that's me. Over the years, and some people don't know that about me, I've built board games, card decks. I've even built escape games for my corporate clients. And some of them were very sophisticated, such as this is a full board games with a board, plenty of cards, some markers and stuff like that. And some of them were very basic. But it doesn't matter, because even basic card decks can be very powerful when you use them the right way. Okay, so at some point, I was running a facilitation agency and I was delivering something like 5 to 10 workshops per month. I needed, in order to make a little bit of margin, I needed to generate 100k euro of workshops per month. And I can tell you that it was a nightmare, but also that I learned a lot about selling workshops at that time. So, second hat, I'm also a software builder. And a lot of you know me because I've been building and maintaining Storms, which is a workshop platform, for more than 14 years. Okay? So I insist on 14 years because when I launch a new product like I Love Cards, I expect to maintain it for more than a decade too. Okay, so you can trust me, this is my goal. Just like Storms, by the way, I Love Cards, it started as a tool I built for me, for myself. Because I was selling the AI Tinker's cards. I can show you that. So I have, this is my AI Tinker's cards that I'm selling to other consultants and facilitators. And it was quite cumbersome to edit, update the cards. So I started to build the platform for myself. And then, the platform was starting to be so good that I decided to make it a product. Finally, one quick thing before we start. some of you know me, but a lot of you don't know me. I try to be very ethical in my business, okay? And for example, you know about selling webinars. You know, these webinars where you have countdown timers, it's only tonight that you can get this offer. And then you have a stack of fake bonuses that you have something like 10k euros of bonuses and suddenly it costs only 100 euro. Okay, so I won't do that. Okay, I don't like to do it for myself, so I won't do that to you today. That's my promise, that's my pledge. All right, so enough about me. Now let's talk about cards. Let's talk about cards. Hormozy Central. Yeah, well, not only Hormozy is doing this kind of stuff now. It's kind of a viral way of selling stuff. Anyway, so let's talk about cards now. And we're going to do a small warm-up. So do you know how to use Zoom? Do you know how to use the chat? Well, you're going to type your answer in the chat. Okay? So my question is this one. Think about a card game or a board game that you loved as a child, or maybe, I mean, if you want, one that you absolutely hated as a child. And I would like to see the name in the chat. Okay, let's go. Found memories of board games. Oh, Solitaire, you were playing alone, Lucy. Ralph, 7 families. Backgammon. Wow. Settlers of Catan. Yeah, I know this one. Good one. Dixit. Yeah, Dixit, I don't think it existed when I was young. Monopoly, the infamous Monopoly. Backgammon, Scrabble, Monopoly, Trivial Pursuit, Cluedo, Monopoly, Cluedo. Oh, I remember playing with Colonel. I don't know how you say that. In French, it was Colonel Moutard. Mustard Colonel. Risk, yeah. Something called Romance and the Dacians. A Romanian board game. Oh, I don't know this one. You need to find a link so that we can see that, Mircea. Scrabble, Dixit cards, Monopoly, and Uno. Uno is a... Oh my god. Uno is a terrible game. If you play Uno with your family, you're going to hate your neighbor at the end of the game, right? Anyway, I'm really seeing a lot of classics here. And what's interesting is that most of these games, they stayed with us for one reason. They create emotion. Either positive or negative, by the way, but this emotion creates a memory. And that's exactly why the cards that we are using in our workshops, they are still powerful today. Okay? So, before we jump into the examples, I would like to quickly frame what I'm going to show you in this first part of the webinar. Okay, I'm not going to throw random use cases at you. All the examples that you will see, they follow the same selling journey. Okay, so when you sell, you have a lot of moments, and I decided to focus on 3 of these moments. So you have the discovery meeting. This is where you meet a client, you explore the needs, you explain what you do, and you open the possibility of working together. The second thing that I would like to focus on is nurturing the relationship. Because, you know, sometimes the timing is just not right. It's not because you meet the client that the client is ready to buy something from you, okay? So, and even if you worked with this client together before, you want to stay top of his mind for the next opportunity. So that's the second part of the selling journey that I want to focus on. And the third one is the closing meeting. So at this point, the client has a project in mind, but has not decided who they're going to work with. So what I want to show you is how card decks can support each one of these moments, and not as a gimmick, but as a serious business tool. So we'll go through these 3 use cases. One where I use a card deck to help with discovery. One where I use a card deck to help for nurturing the relationship, and this use case, my God, I love it. And one for transforming your closing meeting in something more powerful that will help you sell more. All right? So let's start with the first use case, the discovery meeting. And before, I would like to tell you my story, okay? Because all of these are based on real life stories. So it was in 2018, I had to reinvent my facilitation agency. And the way we redesigned it is that our focus was to design the best possible large group collaborative experiences. And we were doing that by combining 2 things. We were combining high-tech tools like Storms, my collaborative application, but also low-tech tools like cards, okay? And I call this agency ILO, like that, ILO. So the one thing that we decided to do is to make our offering tangible. Instead of creating a PowerPoint slide deck, well, we decided to create a card deck that illustrated the specific of our offering. And what I want to show you is kind of simulate how this played out in a discovery meeting. So you imagine that I go to the client, I sit face to face with 1, 2, or 3 of this potential client, and I put this little box in the middle of the table. All right? This is it. So I'm going to open the box. Let me take my mic with me. Okay, so normally you can hear me. I cannot see you, so if something goes wrong, please shout in the mic. So I open the box. Up. And the first card is already visible. It's a bonjour, which means hello in English. And I remove the cards from the box. And you see that before a word is spoken, the tone is set, it's human, it's friendly, it's a little bit fun, it's a little bit unexpected. So I put the stack on the table and the card aside, and this is the first step of my map. Now, I flip the next card and I say, hello, we are ILO, and I'm going to present the agency to you. And I map it on the table. Next card, who's that? It's me, Alexandre. So I explain who I am, and I say, by the way, I am not alone in the team. You have Paul, our CTO, and you have Roxanne, and all of us, we make ILO. And you see that I can create a kind of mind map, a kind of diagram live on my table. Okay, so then I do something else. You can create some real expectation and storytelling with that. So what I do is that I pause, I take this card, and I put it in the middle of the table. I tap on it, and I say, okay, the next card is going to describe everything we do. We do only one thing, but we try to do it as well as we possibly can. Then, instead of flipping the card myself, I invite the client, one of the clients, to flip the card. So they do that, and they discover collective intelligence. And then I start a first conversation on, do you know what is collective intelligence? blah, 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 yes, no, and I start explaining the power of collective intelligence. And from there, the rhythm is set, you know. Sometimes I flip the next card myself. For example, here I have the benefit of collective intelligence. I can use it to innovate. I can use it to train. I can use it to engage. And some other time, I will invite the clients to do it. Please flip the card. Take the card. So these are the values from the three of us. The kind of thing that we like to do. So I put the team here. And again, I recreate my map live on the table. Go, this means, un cran plus loin means always raise the bar. This one means we don't like bullshit. So we create this map like that. And then you have plenty of other cards. And by the way, you can remove some cards depending on the client. You can put a different order for the cards depending on the client. And some of the cards here are about the kind of setup that we do, all the serious games that we do, and stuff like that. So little by little, the tables turns into a live visual map of our offering. The cards, they stay visible, they get positioned, they can move, they can be moved by me, they can be moved by the client. Some of them can be removed if we think that they are not relevant. So everything stay visible, everything stay in the mind of the client. So I'd say that's where something interesting is happening. You know, what started as a presentation becomes a conversation. And what was a conversation very quickly it turns into a collaboration. Look at that selling experience. When a question comes, people, they don't look at a slide. What they do is that they take the card or they point at the card like that. And this kind of experience makes all the difference. They're going to remember the meeting they had with you contrary to your competitor. All right? So they are no longer passive listeners who occasionally wake up to ask you a question. They are active participants. Okay? By the way, I'm going to switch back to this. Let's say that at some point they are very interested by the serious games. So we have plenty of serious games that we have presented, one that I have designed with my team or some that we distribute from other companies. And then I take, where are they? Here. This. Voting tokens. Voting tokens. So instead of having a conversation such as, oh, what do you think will be great for your next event? No, I just give them cute voting tokens in the shape of heart, and they position. I give 3 of them to each one of the client in front of me, and they vote on what they think is relevant to their challenges and issue to solve. So again, so we move from presentation to collaboration, but now we move to decision. So that's the power of using card decks in a discovery meeting. So tell me, first question, do you think that you could try to do the same with your own offering? So just a yes or no question, and I'd like to see that in the chat. Yes, using I love cards. Of course, Ralph. It will be much easier using I love cards. I can tell you, not only it's very powerful, but also it's enjoyable for you. No more stress. Okay? Before you had this stress of how I am going to deliver my pitch. Here you are just playing cards with your clients. It's so easy to do. So fun. And again, memorable. They're going to remember you much, much more than the previous guy with his 200 slide deck. Okay, so I like to make I have two more use cases like that to share with you. Before that, I'd like to make a quick pause and tell you about Isle of Cards. So, because when I created the ILO deck back then, it was quite long and frustrating. I had to use multiple tools that I had to learn, lots of time, painful rework. I had to learn everything about printing card decks. And of course, as Ralph said, if I had to do it today, I would use Isle of Cards. So just a very quick appetizer of what is Isle of Cards before doing to the next use case. So you see, here, I'm gonna go into my decks, and one of the deck, oh yeah, you know that some people know me because I have created these cards, the AI Tinkers cards that I use for my AI training. So I have started to reproduce them in Isle of Cards. I have not finished because I spent too much time coding the platform. But anyway, so these are my cards here. And you see that I have input cards and the task cards. And let's say that, so now I'm going to go in the table view. And in Isle of Cards, you have everything in one place.
Alex, sorry to interrupt you, but I don't think, yeah, there you go. Yeah, I can see your screen.
I forgot to do it, yes. By the way, I need to highlight myself. I forgot to do that. Thank you, Lucy. So these are my AI Tinkers cards. The same that I have done previously in other software. And here I'm using the table view. And here I can update the text very easily. You see this card, for example, I click on it, I select it, too much content here. Okay, so the only thing I have to do is double click, remove this part, enter, and now my card is updated. Okay, I don't like this emoji. No problem. I'm going to change the emoji, and maybe for structured text, I prefer to use something like card file box. Oops, updated. And if I double click, I see the back, and you see it has also been updated on the back. All right. Now let's imagine that I want to have a look at the task cards, and finally, I hate this pink color. It's not true, I love it. But anyway, let's say that I want to change the color. I just have to edit the color of the category, design, color, and maybe change it to violet. And now I have all the cards from this category that are violet. Okay. You want me to add a card? No problem. Category about sensors as an input, generate card. And I have my card that is created. Of course, you need to reread everything and update and edit, but it's a first draft. And maybe now I need to change the icon to be an emoji. And I would put something like a thermometer. Et voila, I have added a new card to. Now you can also design the way it looks. You don't like the template. You see that I'm using only one template. Well, you can edit the template. It opens the template editor. And let's say that the input here, I want it on top. I just have to move it. It's on top. Save and exit. And now all the cards have the input before the emoji. It's magic, right? Let's say that now I want to add a copyright mention at the bottom of the back of the card. I'm going to edit the template for the back. I'm going to add a specific dynamic field, which is the deck copyright information. And okay, nothing appears probably because I don't have any copyright information, but it's not a problem. We're going to do it. So it doesn't appear because probably I don't have any copyright info. Yeah, Alex, copyright Alex Eisen. And now you see that it appears. Okay, now that I have created my new card, I have all the other ones already exported. Well, I want to export only this one. Just click on this one, export cards. We're gonna see that more in the next demo, in the real demo. It's just an appetizer, but digital, export to PNG. Boom, boom, and now I have my PNG with the card that I can put in Miro, in my PowerPoint presentations, or wherever I want. Okay, so yeah, that was a little appetizer to show you that if I had to do the ILO deck now, I would use I Love Cards because I would gain a lot of time, especially that your offering is evolving. It's always evolving. You always have to change a card, add a new card, add a new product, add a new thing, or adapt the value based on the feedback of your customer. And I Love Cards is just the perfect tool to do that. All right, so that was the appetizer. I hope that you will want to stay longer to see the big demo. But let's get back to the use cases. So second use case. Second use case is, remember, I want to find a way to nurture the relationship with my client. Because a lot of selling doesn't fail because of your pitch. It fails because nothing happens after the meeting. And it's not it's normal. Sometimes the clients, they don't have a project yet, no workshop, okay? Sometimes the timing is just wrong. They already have someone. Sometimes they don't pick you for the first time, but it doesn't mean that they won't pick you for the next time. Okay? So what matters is that after your discovery meeting, how you are going to maintain, to nurture the relationship with your leads, with your partners, with your former clients. And this is where one of my favorite use case comes in. It is so powerful that honestly, I'm not saying honestly, I hesitated sharing it with you all today. So here is the problem that it solves. Your clients, we are all, and your clients even more, overwhelmed by cold emails, newsletters, LinkedIn messages, PDFs. Their inboxes are full. So I ask myself, how do I stay visible without adding noise? Okay? And for example, back then, when I was running my bigger agency in 2013 and 16, I needed to close 5 to 10 large events per month to make the business work. I needed to have 100k euro of business per month. Okay? So when you need to sell this volume, you need to find a great way. I had a trick that was my main source of leads. It wasn't end clients. It was event agencies. So you see, you have the end clients, and in the middle, you have the event agencies. They are organizing large corporate events for hundreds of people. And I was their go-to person when they needed interaction and collective intelligence in these large corporate events. And their pain point was always the same. They were receiving tons of requests for proposals. And every time, they needed to answer with fresh ideas to propose to their clients. I had a lot of creativity and knowledge to help them find great activities, collective intelligence activities. So, how did I do that? No newsletter, no phone call, no email, no PDF. Of course, I was using cards, but in a very specific way. So let me show you. I call that the collectible card series. Okay, so I created a deck of cards, and each card that was featuring an activity that was adapted to large group gatherings, a short explanation, a visual, and some other stuff. What you are seeing here on my screen is just a recreation because I don't have the original cards. Anyway, so the way it was working is that I was doing a first meeting with them, and in this first meeting, I was giving them a first set of cards, something like 10 cards, okay? Enough for them to brainstorm ideas with their colleagues. So they would receive an RFP, and they would take my deck card to find ideas of activities. But here is the real idea. Every month, I was sending a new card, okay, with a short handwritten note. January, a new activity. February, a new activity. March, a new activity. So it's a collectible card deck. Every month, you get a new card, and you have a more comprehensive card deck that directly answers one of your frustration as an event planner. Okay? So the magic is that cards versus email. These cards, okay, they stay on the desk. They stay on the desk of the project manager. Okay, they are not lost in an inbox or even worse in a spam folder. Okay, they sparked internal conversation between the project manager. It gave them valuable ideas for their proposal. And guess what? When they needed an advice for a new event, they did not search their inbox. They called Alex. Okay? So they call me, I give them ideas, and if and when they won a proposal, guess who was already inside? Okay? 10 years later, I still receive some call for advice from event agencies, even if it is not my focus today. Okay? That's how strong this use case is. So, when I was preparing this conversation, it made me remember how effective it was, because I had forgotten about it, and it made me want to restart this idea for 2026. So I rebuilt a quick prototype for this collectible deck in I Love Cards. Let me show you. Okay, I'm gonna go in my decks. Don't save, because I don't want to save the mess that I did previously. And yes, this is my draft here. Et voilà. So these are the different cards. And you can see that it's a draft with placeholder illustrations. But what illustration? Oh my God, thanks. There is a combination of I Love Cards plus the amazing canvas illustration by Lucy, who is here. Hello, Lucy. I know that I will be able to create beautiful, tangible marketing objects in just minutes. Okay? This draft is just a kind of proof of concept for me and for you, by the way. And I can make these cards beautiful in just a minute. I have absolutely no design skills, but by using Lucy's cards and building a template that has just good enough proportion, it's already beautiful. Okay? So these cards make only one job, okay? They make people remember you, they make people want to call you, and a collectible deck keeps you top of mind without being pushy. And I don't know anyone else who is doing that in our industry, and by the way, in any other industry at all. So that's why I didn't know if I could share that with you. It's just too powerful. So, in a nutshell, people will call you more if you have a card deck but you send them a card every month on their desk than without one. So I see some comments about Canvas, CNVS. So I want to make a quick stop on something that makes really creating beautiful card decks so much easier in practice. Lucy Agolini, you are here.
I'm here.
Yes, you are the creators of the Canvas illustrations, and I am so happy that we have created a deep partnership with our two companies. Right now, it's just the beginning. You have contributed 300 illustrations available for free to every I Love Card users. Thank you so much. They are built in, no upload, no setup, you just use them. Let me make a quick demo. Let's say that, as I said, it's just placeholders. I want to change this one. I just select the card, click here on the toolbar, and you see there is a new option now, browse packs, and right now there is only the free pack from Lucy. And I can pick any of your illustrations. We have multiple categories. I'm just putting one just like that. And voila, I have my new illustration on the card. And look at this detail. The little shade of color, the little touch of color is the same color of the card automatically. If I change the color of the card, the little dash of color change too. So that's really super cool. And that is just the start. Maybe let me highlight you, Lucy. Would you like to say a word about what's next, by the way, Lucy?
Well, thank you for showing us that demo, Alex. It looks super good, super good. I'm very proud to be partnering with you, and I'm very excited because, yeah, very soon there will be access to even more Canvas illustrations inside of I Love Cards. There is a premium collection that will be integrated soon. So these ones you can get for free, but there are 12,000 more in the Canvas catalog. So, for example, it depends on what you're looking at, but you could have different industries across your card deck. You could have an animal themed one. Perhaps you're going a little bit wacky wildlife. There's also behavior and values, and there's a whole load in the collection. And I think that just even as this first sample shows, what is already there is really, really, it looks really beautiful the way you've executed it, Alex. So thank you for spotting this potential partnership and making it a thing, because I'm very happy to be watching you soar and being a part of it.
Well, I think I love cards. I'm going to highlight me again. I love cards plus the canvas illustration is a really powerful combination, a combo, which in fact means that you will be able to create great looking card decks in minutes. Okay. I love cards alone. If you don't have any design skills, it enables you to create very card deck very quickly. But with this illustration pack, they'll also be beautiful and loved by your participants. All right, thanks, Lucy. Let's move on to the third use case. Co-design a session. Oh, okay, so now we are at a different stage of the selling journey. So this is when the client, they already have a workshop in mind, okay? There's a problem to solve, an event or a training or a workshop to be done to deal with that, and they want help. But they don't know yet if they are going to work with you, okay? So in these meetings, there's a trick. I don't try to sell. I try to help. So I turn the conversation from a selling conversation to a small mini workshops. Let me show you an example based on my own offering. So today, most of my work as a trainer and facilitator is AI training and AI workshops. and I use the AI Tinker's cards that I've already shown you, okay? And for this conversation, when I have a selling meeting, so one of the clients is interested in doing something related to AI, I don't use the full deck. I don't need the full deck. The full deck is about 80 cards, okay? But here, I just use 3 cards, only 3 cards, and designing these 3 cards has a dramatic impact on my closing rate, my ability to sell, okay? So let me show you the cards in I Love Cards, okay? Exit without saving. This is, yeah, this one. I'm gonna put them bigger. So these are just 3 cards for the typical session objective of my client. Do you want to learn about AI? Do you want to brainstorm use cases about AI? And do you want to prototype AI use cases? Generally, it's a mix of these 3, okay? And that's it. Only with these 3 cards, I can make something very interesting happening in my close meeting. Because the clients, they always want everything. So they want, yeah, I want prototype learning and brainstorming, and we have 60 minutes. So the real discussion is about priority. So in the meeting, I would put the cards on the table and ask the participant to reorder them. I could use my voting tokens. I could use some post-it notes, and just like that, a sales meeting is becoming a mini workshop. It's interactive, it's concrete, and the client experiences your way of working before they buy. So it works great for in-person, but you can also do that online. I always prefer in-person, by the way, but online, if you don't have a choice, you can do it. So for example, what I could do is that I could export the deck in digital, all the cards, and I would export only the front, by the way, because I'm going to use Miro, and Miro is not able to flip cards currently. Not this kind of cards, anyway. And then I'm going to import that into a Miro board, just like this one. So you see that in this board, I have my cards that were created in I Love Cards. And I can invite them to my Miro board and tell them, okay, what's the goal today? And they're gonna do 2 things. They're gonna decide if something is in scope or out of scope. Maybe prototyping is out of scope. And then they're gonna decide if learning or brainstorming is the first goal. And then they can do even more. If you look, these cards have a little trick. They have what the success looks like for brainstorming and what the failure looks like. So I can use post-it notes on both sides of my cards to brainstorm how the success looks like and go even further in the discussion during my meeting with my clients. And remember, at that time, I have not sold yet, okay? But in my experience, going this little step further of doing the work of scoping the workshop with them before selling is a great way to sell. Okay? So that's the leverage. I'm taking about 3 and only 3 simple cards that you can design in 30 minutes. A couple of euros to print. And by the way, I Love Cards is a lifetime license, so once you've paid, it doesn't even count, okay? So in return, you completely change the quality of the conversation. It's not a sales conversation. It's a collaboration, again, a collaboration between you and your client. And again, with the experience of cards, it will be much better than out loud and much better than plain post-it notes. They're going to remember you, and they're going to have a little avant-goût of the experience. Okay, I saw a couple of questions here. Any chance of adding Tabletopia? So I've just added Tabletop Simulator, and then Tabletopia will be on my list too. It's the same kind of work, so it's not very complicated. So it will be added right now. If you look, all the export options that we have are here. You have digital home print, which is on A4 or letter PDF, ProPrint, and Tabletop Simulator, but I'm going to add some more simulator in the future. I have a list of questions for you when you are ready, Alex. Okay, thanks, Kat. That's great. So, then I wanted to tell you that so what I'm building is a tool to make it super easy for you to create a card deck, okay? But creating a card deck is not only a matter of designing the stuff and putting the title and then the one-liner and stuff. It's designing the experience, designing the project, and deciding what is a card, what is a category, what do I do with the cards? Can I flip them? Can I reverse them? What are the activities that I do with them? Okay, so this is extremely important to get it well. So even with I Love Card, you can prototype and test very quickly. So there is no risk of mistake. You prototype something, you test, you come back, you edit. Having a good process to design your workshop is very important. So that's why we have Kat with us today. And Kat, I'm going to find you, or maybe you can highlight yourself. Yeah, now you are. Kat, I know Kat, and I reach out to Kat because she has a great course on that help people create their first, or by the way, their second or third card deck. It's called Deck Adventures. I really love the name. And I have partnered with Kat to propose this course to all the users of I Love Cards so that not only they get the best tool to implement the card deck, but they also get the best method to help them design their card deck. Maybe, Kat, you want to say a word about it?
Sure. Yeah. Thanks. Yeah, really exciting to partner with this because I make card decks and I help people make card decks. And one of the trickiest things is the software to make it happen because it's so faffy. So I Love Cards is going to increase the amount of card decks I make. I don't know if that's good or bad. But Deck Adventure itself is built from all the knowledge I've got from making my card decks because I know that there is a lot of stuff that you don't know that you don't know. So it's all about trying to help equip people with like small steps of what they need to know along the way, from how to have your idea for your card deck to are you going digital or printing it? How will you use the card deck in your workshop? Because it's all well and good having a card deck, but unless you know what you're going to do with it, it's just a piece of stuff, isn't it? So it helps everybody through the whole process, and it will also obviously link back to I Love Cards for the making of them, amongst other things.
Excellent. So this is a partnership that is just starting. We are starting the work together. So not everything is ready, but your a CAT course is already ready. So you can, maybe Kat, if you want, please post the link in your link in the chat. And Lucy, you can post the link to CNVS Canvas too, if you want. But expect some more news about the integration between Kat's course, Deck Adventure, and I Love Cards. Thank you, Kat. I'm going to highlight myself again. Voila, voila. It's already 56. I want to make a quick demo now. But before I do the demo, I would like to explain all the reason why I built I Love Cards. Okay, so when I look back at the card decks I've created over the years, most of the pain, it's not, I have plenty of ideas, it's not my problem. Most of the problem I had was from the tool. The first thing is that getting started, that's the first, getting started, maybe I can highlight like that. Yeah, getting started is super heavy. I mean, before I could even play with an idea, I had to decide size, layout, file settings, technical stuff I don't want to decide at that time. Okay, and then you test, okay, and making change, something as simple as rephrasing a sentence, fixing a typo, it quickly turns into opening several cards, checking that they still look right, adjusting things manually. And then of course, I tried data merge. So I was using Affinity Publisher for that. So you create the content in Excel and you merge it into the design tool. You can also use InDesign for that. So on paper, it's the solution. In reality, it's complex to set up. It is fragile. As soon as you want to change something, you have to upload a new document. It doesn't work very well unless you are very experienced in using very complex tools such as InDesign. Okay, so then stuff like handling dynamic colors doesn't work. Okay, the thing that I did of changing a color to a card, very complicated. You have to do one template per card, per color. Anyway, you have things with long text that break cards, and then you comes the moment where you want to change the format. Let's say that you created everything with landscape card, and you want square cards. Well, it's a nightmare to update. Okay, and then comes to printing. Printing was another source of stress. Yes, there is an import from Excel. I'm going to show you that in a minute. So printing, you have to know about bleed, safe margin, home printing, 2 different layouts. You have to redo a lot of work. So that's really one of the reasons it was too complicated to update something. Even for myself, I am very experienced in using complex software. It was complicated, so I cannot imagine for someone who hasn't used this kind of tool in their life. So let me show you very briefly a demo of something that is a real use case. A couple of years ago, I have it here on my blog. I explained that I did a workshop on core company values. And I decided that I wanted to create a deck just for this workshop. It's not a deck I wanted to sell to someone else. I just wanted to create a deck. And it took me a long time. It was really painful. And the cards were quite ugly, but they worked well. I mean, don't forget, even with ugly cards, you can do some great card decks. Anyway, I'm going to show you how I can create these same cards in something like 5 minutes with Isle of Cards. Okay, so first of all, I have here a subset. I have here a subset of the data for all my cards. And I'm going to copy them. So I have an ID for the card, the quadrant, which is the category, the title of the value, and a 1-sentence description. Then I'm going to go into Isle of Cards, into my deck section, import a deck. And I'm just going to paste the data. So I did a copy here, and I'm just pasting here. Boom. Then I use a little bit of AI to do the right mapping between the column in my Excel to the different types of fields in Isle of Cards. And you see that I have a first preview of my card. It looks good. Next, 4 categories. Yes, I have these 4 categories and 24 cards, which is a subset of the 99 cards for the demo. Create deck. All right. I have my deck, stability values, change values, task values, and relationship values. All right. So now, here is the cool thing. For all my one-shot deck, I have created a default prototype template. So here I'm using the default template from I Love Cards, which is kind of, Lucy, we need to do something for the default template because I don't like the one I have right now. Anyway, I'm going to change it to my default prototype template. So I select, no, look at that. I'm going to assign templates. And for the front, I'm going to explore my library of templates. And I'm going to use my typical template for all my prototypes. Select. All right. In one click, my cards are already better looking than the one that I did for my real workshop with my customer. All right. So now, if I look at the real cards, I have them on this photo. You see that I have some colors. Okay, let's do that. Stability, edit, design. Right now it has the same color as the main deck color. I'm going to change that. Stability, let's say it is blue. All right, now all my stability values are blue. Okay, change is red. Let's keep the red. Okay. Task, let's say that task is green. Green. Voilà. And relationship is pink, obviously. All right. It took me 20 seconds to add some colors to the cards. If you want to see smaller, I have all my cards here with the different colors. All right. Now, look at that. If I zoom, you see that the color of the card is the color of the category. The name of the category is in the corner here, and there is an icon. So I want to change the icons for the categories. Edit, Lucid icon. I could use the canvas icon from Lucy, but here I'm using this one. And I don't want to think about it, so let's use AI to find the best possible icon for stability. And a shield, I like it. Let's do the same for change, design, no, sorry, icon, maybe something with arrows. Yes, I like it too. Task, again, let's be lazy and use AI. You can be lazy if you control what the AI is doing. Oh, by the way, it was not able. It tried check square, but this one doesn't exist. So let's try check. Yeah, check is the better name. All right. And the last one, I think it's going to be her heart, right? But let's see what it comes with. Maybe a user. Yeah, users. Yeah, it's a good one too. Oh, you see, I have a little problem with my template. Let's correct the template. So I click on a card, edit template. If I zoom in, I see that the icon and this are a little bit. So I'm just going to move it a little bit, save and exit. And now all the cards I refreshed with the new edit of the template. All right. So now, what I would like to have is, oh, I didn't change the back. Assign template, back, and I'm going to select my default prototype template. Okay. I like it. And now very quickly, I'm going to add copyright information here and an icon here. Okay, so copyright information. So first of all, I need, let me unzoom a little bit. I need to add an icon. Okay, so I'm going to add an icon just for you to see that the icon is showing here. Okay, so what I'm going to do is that edit deck, action, mass batch icon suggestion, and it is going to suggest icons for all the cards in the deck. except the one that is already there. And sometimes it doesn't find one. And you see, now I have a deck that is already better than the one that I took a week to create at that time. This is an example. And now that it is done, not really, not done, I'm just going to add the ID of the card so that there is an ID to the card. I'm just going to wait for it to finish. Okay. Edit template. And I'm going to pick another dynamic element, which is the card number. All right. And I'm going to put the card number here. You see it's here. Save and exit. And it's updating all the cards with the ID of the card. Okay, now now we need to play with them to see if they are good enough. So I'm going to download the deck, home printing so that I can print it in my printer that is just here, and on A4 paper, and I want cutting guides everywhere. And then I just have to click on one button. Oh, I need to do all the cards, sorry. One button. It's exporting all the PDFs, combining them, and creating a specific layout for my printer. Et voilà. Now I can print them, cut them at home, and it's already good. Let's say now that I am ready for pro printing. I have an option for that. Pro printing. There is the bleed that is taken into account so that when they cut, there will be no thin white line. Again, I can put a custom bleed if I need. By the way, this is the preview of where the card will be cut. And export to PDF. Et voilà. Paf. Now I have a file that works with ProPrinter that creates the same quality of the cards that I have done with myself. So I don't know, I spent about 10 minutes to explain you that. If I had no explanation to do, I could have done it probably in less than 5 minutes. So this is to show you how easy it is to create cards with I Love Cards. All right. Questions? Kat, you said that you had questions.
Yes, I have a whole list from the beginning. Do you want me to just go through them and you can answer as we go?
Oh, that's amazing. Thank you, Kat.
Cool. So going back to your card deck, that was the pitch deck. There was a question about that, asking, are the offering cards the topics that you deliver?
Are the offering cards the topic that I deliver? So it's just a representation of who my facilitation company was, the values, the expertise, and also all the type of workshops that I was delivering, serious games for training and large group gatherings, and all the tools that we were using. I don't know if I answer the question, but that's my answer.
If not, pop us another comment in and we'll follow it up. So a question from Claudia. Can selected words in the text be shown in bold? Or does all the text have to be the same?
There is a specific field that is the detail field that enable to have some bold in it, but that's something that I want to improve. So that's in my backlog to make it available in more fields.
Thank you. Cheeky question here. The decks that you showed as your demo, are they available as templates in the platform?
Not yet, but I want to one blocker that I want to remove will be by having more templates available for people. including one with Lucy's illustrations and stuff like
Yeah.
that.
Cool. Thank you. Is it possible for me to generate my own library of images or illustrations in the software for me to use regularly?
You can use your own illustration, and something I'm going to do very soon is having your own libraries available directly within the software. So just like you are seeing with the Canvas illustration, you will be able to have your own illustrations.
Brilliant.
So yeah, for you, I'm delivering features every week, sometimes every day, and sometimes multiple features every day. So you can expect much, much more than what you are seeing right now. There is one thing I want to do before people leave, is the
Yep.
pricing, because I think the pricing is also one of my key advantage over everyone. The pricing is save and exit. As I said, I hate subscriptions. So I decided to take the opportunity of this project to be a one-time payment. So right now, there is also a special offering still while the project is still in alpha. Okay, you only pay 149 euros, and you have access to the features forever, except if Isle of Card dies at some point, which I hope it will never. But anyway, 149 euros, one-time payment only. And when we will have all the premium features, it will go to 349 euros. So it's a way to support the project early. Yeah, I think that's something that I really want to highlight and to point out, because everybody told me that it was a bad idea to make a one-time license, but I decided not to listen to them. Just like I decided not to make this webinar, a selling webinar with a fake bonuses and stuff like that. All right. Other questions, Kat?
Yeah, a few more. So a question here. It seems to me we can have digital and physical cards to be used based on the situation. I work mainly online. What would you suggest in this case?
So online, you would have to use a combination of a digital card and Miro, but you would have also to adapt the activities so that they work well online. So it's like adapting a workshop from in person to online. It's the same kind of problem that you have to solve, design problem that you have to solve. To be honest, there is, even if you do a great online design, you won't reproduce the same experience that you have with physical cards. There is no way you can reproduce this. Oh, thank you, Sonali. But you can try to have something, okay? And again, you need to test, you prototype, you test, you play with people, and you ask other deck creators. I'm gonna create a small community. So yeah, that's my answer. When I have cards, and also for my selling meetings, now I want to go in person because of the cards, because I'm gonna sell much better with having the persons in front of me and having my cards than doing that online. Thank you, Lucy. Did you have any other questions?
Yeah, there's probably another 10 questions. Do you want them now, or would you like to have them and come back to people at a later date?
Well, I think people will need to get out of the webinar right now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just looking at the last question. It looks like understanding the Excel prep is the hardest part of this, presumably to be paid. Charlie, I don't understand your question. The Excel prep is not mandatory. You can do everything from Isle of Cards. But if you have Excel, you just copy and paste in Isle of Cards and you have all your data in it. There is nothing to be paid. It's just It's just part of the features of the software. So everybody, what I'm going to do, Kat, is that I'm going to say thank you to everybody who wants to leave now, because I understand that it was supposed to finish at 15 and it's already 17. So thank you, everybody. Please start your 7-day trial as soon as you want. Please support the project. If you like it, support it. You can support it in two ways. You can pay for the license, obviously, and you can also share the good word on LinkedIn or any other social network. Thank you, everybody. And for those who want to stay for 5 or more minutes and you want to open your mic and ask the question out loud, I'm still here. Thank you, Kat, for helping, by the way.
You're
and also,
welcome.
if you need to go, Kat, please don't hesitate.
I've got 5 minutes.
All right. So anyone, a question before you leave? No questions? Raquel. Yes.
Hi, Alex. I wanted just to have a better understanding about training challenges. So I did a trial on the alpha version, and
Yeah.
when I see you using the platform, it seems really intuitive and easy. But when I tried to do it on my own, I was
Of
having a
course.
little trouble finding things, commands, shortcuts, and things like this. So I just wanted to have a better understanding about when I buy the license, what kind of very practical hands-on support can I have if I'm not, if I don't think I'm using it properly.
So there is one that is upcoming and one that is temporary. The one that is temporary is that you can call me anytime and we can have a one-to-one session. It's totally free just for you because we're in the alpha state and that there is no documentation. I'm there to help you get started. Okay. So when I will have more documentation and tutorial, I will remove that option or make it a paid option. But for now, you can come to me and we can have a look together. Second, I am preparing a first step-by-step tutorial on how to use I Love Cards, a screencast, a video tutorial that hopefully is going to be released within the next 10 days. Okay, so that should help you learn all the concepts that you need to use it like I was showing you during the demo. And third, there is an onboarding session tomorrow where I'm going to show more stuff and you will be able to ask more questions. And this onboarding, I'm doing it every month. Make sense, Raquel?
Yeah, thank you very much.
So you're welcome. I'm going to put, if someone wants to book a call with me, I'm going to put the link in the chat. So that's the link. There is a question from Elisabetta. Are you still here? Yes. So translation is something I wanted to do from the beginning. I have a work that is pending right now because I made something that I have to what is called refactor in the code. So I want to do this refactor before I implement the translation because it has a link. And this is something that is an ongoing work that I'm doing right now. In fact, to explain to everybody, right now there is a limited set of fields that you can use. I want this set to be unlimited so that you can have an unlimited number of variables on your cards. So I'm going to make a big change to the code to enable that. And once I do that, I will be able to do the translation. This is a complicated answer to your simple question. Sorry, Elisabetta, but it means that it should be available within the next 3 weeks or 4 weeks, beginning of the year. Because it's important for me that in one click, we can create multiple translation of our cards. Yes, I kept my voice. That's surprising. It's even better than at the beginning. Yes, Mireille?
I Alex, it's actually a Storms question, so I'm maybe hijacking it.
Okay.
I can send it to you separately if you want. Um,
Well, I can try to sell some Storm licenses too if I want. Okay.
if anyone else has
St-
got an I love cards question, then I can wait.
right now, you are the only one to ask a question. So, yeah, please do.
I'm not a designer, so I'm trying to figure out a bit of a simulation activity, and I was wondering if I can use the AI and Storm. So if I had the participants respond in the cluster, could someone then use the AI to generate what a response may be according to the inputs in the cluster? Don't know if that makes sense. So it would be a scenario. So people would put ideas into the cluster, and
Yeah.
then can someone then use the AI and Storms to process those ideas to say, okay, what's a suitable response to these ideas? Is that feasible within Storms?
Let's talk about that separately. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not sure
Okay.
to totally understand, and I don't want
Yeah,
to.
that's okay. I'll message you. Thank you.
Yeah. Yes, please. Can you
Yep.
send me an email and describe
I'll
your use
explain it.
case?
I'll explain it. I'll explain it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And show screenshots if you want.
Yeah.
All right. Anyone else? So Ralph, will you update the LLM version for the text part? I have some big plan for the AI part of I Love Cards. I want to build a real assistant so that you can just talk to the software to have your card deck being built. But I want to do more of the core stuff before I do that. So I want to make sure everything else is square, is well done, is robust before I create this assistant. So probably second quarter of 2026. But sometimes, sometimes I just wake up in the morning and I say, oh, okay, I want to do that, instead of doing all the stuff that I had prioritized the day before, and I do it. So you never know. Thank you,
You're typical
Raquel.
Alex.
Yeah. All right. So if we are good, well, let's close the. Yeah. Love it. So if you have question, Mary, feel free to ask again.
No. All good. Thank you. Excellent.
Okay. Bye bye, everybody. Participation, and thank you for staying a few minutes longer. Have a great day and see you soon and talk to you soon. Enjoy your card decks adventures. Ciao, ciao.
Thanks. Bye.